Thanks so much for tuning in to Dub World. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. Also like and share the videos. It helps the channel grow. Today we're going to be talking about flat tires. The never convenient and never fun thing to happen to your car when you're out on a cruise. So if you're like me, you carry a old-fashioned tire plug tool with you just in case. Always a good idea to have a can of Fix-A-Flat or a small air compressor. Come along for the ride. What's that hissing sound? Got a nice screw in the tire there. Now, I would recommend you carry a tire patch kit with you just in case you run into situations like this. You might be stuck in the middle of nowhere, you get a flat. Hopefully you have a can of Fix-A-Flat with you, maybe a little compressor. You need some tools to be able to pull out the nail or screw or whatever it is. If it's not too big, you can patch it with the old style plug, I should say, plug kit. Let me show you that. Okay, so this is one of the tire plug kits. If you get your tires patched at a tire store, they dismount the tire, they clean off the inside, they put a rubber patch on the inside. They don't actually plug tires anymore. This is an old-fashioned tire plug kit, which I always keep just in case, because you run into a situation where you may need it. So this particular kit comes with glue, rubber cement. I actually have a big tube here. The first thing you got to do after you remove the screws, you've got to clean the hole. So you're going to take this Reamer tool and you're just going to put it into the hole. Make sure it gets all in there. And I'm just going to pull it out. Going to clean the hole. You can hear it hissing a little more. It's cleaned out. Next step is you're going to remove one of the tire plugs. These plugs are sticky, but they will require the rubber cement in order to seal properly. So what we're going to do next is we're going to thread this through this needle device here. So once you've got this coated with the rubber cement, you're going to plug it into the tire. I'm sorry, I really need two hands to hold this, so bear with me. Once it's about 2/3 of the way through, then you want to pull up on this real quick. And it plugs it. And then you've got to cut off the residual amount. So just take your razor blade and just cut. So once you get your plug in, you're going to want to air up your tire, bring it up to the proper pressure, and then you're going to want to double check for any leaks. Okay, so the best way to check for a leak is to get some soapy water. Just pour that in there. Look for any bubbles coming up, any air bubbles. You don't see any air bubbles coming through, then you know that it's sealed properly. You want to make sure that when your car is still off the ground, you get all the bolts at least hand tight on here. That way, when you lower it down, you're going to have less of an opportunity for things to be misaligned. So I like to use my ratcheting breaker bar to just get them tight on the car. One hand and the camera is not too good. Once they're all tight, and we just lower it down. And now they'll be torqued. Really important to make sure your wheels are torqued evenly. Of course, if you get a flat in the middle of nowhere, you can't really do that. But if you're home, just so you know, the 2012 through 2019 Volkswagen Beetles, they require a torque of 103 pounds. So I've got my torque wrench set, and that's what I'm going to do. Just want to make sure when you're torquing, you do it in a crisscross pattern. So if you're starting here, you're going to go to the next one here, there, there, there. And once you torque them once, I would just go back and torque them again. You could also take the vehicle for a ride and come back and re-torque just to make sure there's no problems. Like I said, if you get them tight before you put the wheel down on the ground, you're probably not going to have any problems.
Keep in mind that what I showed you today was just a quick repair in case you're stuck. You want to make sure your tires are patched properly, and if you've got a puncture that's close to the sidewall, most likely you will need to replace the tire. Check with your local tire stores and they can give you some advice. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Dub World.